Hey everybody, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing quite a bit of trucking for Dirt Perfect. This actually happened over several days, so several different loads to cover. We're also going to talk about how DOT regulations, hours of service apply to off-duty days for career emergency responders. We're also, if you saw it on the Instagram post, we're going to get the 850 moved up to my property so we can start on the pond project, and we use the C8500 in Dirt Perfect's new trailer. And like I said, you saw the Instagram post, you saw it might have been a little sketchy, but we did get it up there. And then at the very end there is a preview for the upcoming video and of course a quick channel update. First thing we're going to do, we're going to back over. You can't tell right now, but Dirt Perfect's actually behind me. There he is in the Cat 304. He's going to load up this bucket for me because he needs it on the next job. And then we're going to head out and go pick up the Volvo 140 from that last clearing job you guys saw in the previous video. So we are hauling the Volvo 140 excavator out of the previous clearing job we did for Dirt Perfect. If you guys missed that video, be sure to check it out here. Here's an info card up in the corner. But the reason we're going to have this quick chat while we're hauling this Volvo is every now and then I get a question, and the question is related to this. If you're new to the channel, you might not know this, but I am a career fireman. That is my full-time position, and then I drive for Dirt Perfect on my days off as a part-time job. And no, the Captain Kleeman is not my rank at the fire department. My rank at the fire department currently is lieutenant. Now, the question I get is how can you run a 24-hour shift and then legally, under hours of service, go and drive a commercial vehicle for Dirt Perfect? And that's an excellent question, and there's an excellent answer for that. I first found this, actually, I asked Officer Hoover, who is an officer, a federal motor carrier officer for the state of Indiana, and he pointed me towards their website. And all this information comes directly off of their website, which I will put a link in the description. It is an amazing tool for all drivers. Now, this applies to all emergency responders, police, EMTs, paramedics, and of course, firefighters. There's also a section for volunteer emergency responders, and if that applies to you, I definitely encourage you to check that out to make sure you're doing the right thing. Now, here's the way this reads. Firefighters and other public safety professionals working 24-hour shifts may record time during which they are required or permitted to rest as off-duty time. However, all time that the public safety specialist is required to perform work would be considered on-duty time. Basically what they're saying is, if I go in the bunk room and several times throughout the night and early morning we get up for whatever miscellaneous runs we're going to make, I am now on duty and in violation of hours of service and cannot run a commercial license the next day. I cannot run for Mike. Now, if I go in the bunk room and I lay down to bed and I wake up in the morning and we do nothing and I don't do any job tasks throughout the night, I was technically, hours of service wise, off duty and good to go to drive for Mike the next day. And some of you might be thinking, so you're telling me all I have to do is just tell them that I didn't run last night and I'm good to go, I'm good to drive? That's all fine and dandy until you get in an accident, and then that one lawyer, and we all have them in our area, whose specific goal, whose specific task, their main drive in life is to go after commercial drivers, looks up the dispatch records, and it shows that you are in fact on duty and the apparatus you were assigned to was out on a run that night that you said you weren't. Well, then you're going to be in some big trouble. So it's definitely something you want to be honest about. Like I said, link in the description to that website. Be sure to check it out. I hope all this made sense. Let's go get this Volvo.
Gotta watch my power lines and phone lines once you get on those city streets. You just don't know. You just don't know. That one looks pretty freaking low right there. So does that one. That one cleared. That one cleared. Oh, there's the skid steer right there. Okay. what the heck we need this big old excavator here for. Oh, I bet it has something to do with that retaining wall. I used to know a kid that lived there, Patrick. He had a skateboard. It was my first attempt at skateboarding was at that house. It was my last attempt at skateboarding at that house. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the old 3-point turnaround. We're gonna get turned around, and then I can back up and run it. Where's that curb at? They have these things called curbs in town. Craziest contraption. I think we're gonna run right here. I'm gonna block the road at the same time, that way. And I should be able to pop off right there and then just give the tracks an old spinneroo. I think that'll work fine. Come on. I guess I'm not gonna be in it that long. I need to open the window. There we go. So we run, this machine has triple grousers on it. Triple grousers do not tear up asphalt too terribly much. Let me just throw that on the end. Too terribly much. Not enough for me to worry about plywood, at least not in this situation. Should be able to walk right off this thing and just do a little side shift and be right where Mike wants it for the time being. And we're just gonna spin around. And we're home, that's it, that's where we're going. Oh, but I got the bucket on there yet. I gotta get that bucket off. Probably not swing it over the toolbox. We'll swing it over my camera. That makes sense. There. Now I can set it wherever he wants to set it himself. Do a little bit of parallel parking. And we're gonna get out of here.
Next thing we're gonna do is haul off a load of demolition debris that Dirt Perfect and Matt have been working on a little job where they pulled some stuff out. Stay tuned to Dirt Perfect's channel to see exactly what that is. And actually, he's already posted some pictures from this job on his Instagram and Facebook page, so make sure you're following those as well. Then we're gonna go haul a load of stone, hook up the new trailer for this truck, get some concrete retaining wall blocks, get those offloaded, and then at the end, don't forget, we're putting the John Deere 850 dozer on a trailer behind this truck, and Dirt Perfect's gonna be at the helm. He's gonna try to drive that thing to the top of the hill so we can get the dozer up there and get going again on the pond project at the house.
Trailer and start hauling some of those concrete blocks. That is the step. And this is a dead-end road, so in an effort to save the asphalt a little bit, I've just been backing out of here. It's not too far. Instead of trying to do a 3-point turnaround and tear up the tires, tear up the asphalt, I've just been backing out. Easy peasy. these all up in the yard. What are the odds we drop one of these on the mailbox? Pretty good. Pretty good odds, if we're being honest here. Biggest trick on snagging these is just a slow and steady pace. That's about all there is to it. Don't know if I can reach that one. Oh, so close. So close. Yeah, that is, there you go. Fully extended, all the way rolled out, stick all the way out. Grab by the Volvo. Handled it pretty well too. Of course the Hyundai did the same thing, and so does the John Deere 120, so I'm not sure what that tells us. Because we cannot get, we've had that Mack up there maybe 1 or 2 times, but there have been more and more homes built up there. There's no good place to turn around. And the first turn onto the gravel road off the county road is really, really hard on that truck. The trailer twists like crazy, the frame twists like crazy, and every time we try it, we always have traction issues. It's a gravel road, and it's relying on all the torque. There's no way to get momentum. It's a straight 90-degree turn, and we've always had issues every time we try to take that truck up, which means we're going to use the CD500, yep, you heard me right, and another trailer to try to get to 850 up the road. This in itself is going to be quite the adventure. You're live.
Did you bring me a snack?
No, don't eat that.
It's so cute.
Tell us
That's the new trailer, Captain.
That's the new trailer. What about?
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know what?
We got a lot of things.
You know what you're gonna call this? We're gonna call this trailer Plan B, because whenever Plan A don't work, or Plan A don't fit, as in the case tonight.
Yeah.
Am I holding this up?
I don't know.
So if Plan A don't. This is Plan A.
That's a Yeah.
So if plan A is broke, which rarely happens, but occasionally, or if plan A does not fit,
which is the case tonight.
We go with plan B. Plan B is, you know, not as good, not as pretty.
It is a nice trailer.
Not as fuel efficient. Not your first choice, hence plan B.
Okay, we got it. It's a 40,000 pound trailer.
I'm having fun with your microphone.
We're gonna put that thing on it.
Oh yeah, so we got plan. Hey! Promise not to tell Jerry I'm driving his dozer.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't watch my channel.
He watches mine because he don't comment on the videos, but he calls me with a report. All right, baby. You never let us down before. Let the magic happen. Oh, that was anticlimactic.
Yep.
Safety.
Safety.
Safety. Even in the 80s, they had safety.
You know it's always a good fit whenever you both look at each other and just shrug your shoulders. Yeah.
A little touch and go there a few times, Captain, but we made it.
Literally, it was a touch and go. As the front end would touch and then, you know, it didn't go.
It was definitely not touch and go at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's time to call Jerry.
Yeah.
I think it's time to call Jerry.
And that is exactly what I did, I called Jerry up the next day. He came out and looked at it. Obviously, we're gonna have Jerry push up the dam for us, and I'm gonna do the excavator work. He said there was a few other spots he wanted cleaned up and cleared out a little bit better before he started pushing with the dozer. I think he figured I was gonna do that with the Volvo, but I had the 850 sitting there, so I could not pass up the chance to try and run it for just a little bit, because I've never really ran that dozer other than putting it on and off the trailer. So this is actually a sneak peek of the following video we're going to be posting of me doing my best to run the 850 and do the final bit of clearing. So you guys have that to look forward to in the future as well. And then we're getting ready to do a real quick channel update on the YouTube Yacht project.
All right, so we're out at the YouTube Yacht site. I told you I'd give you an update in a previous video about the electric, so let's do that real quick as a quick update on the project. Boom, bam, wham, whatever you want to say. This is where we're going to put the transformer, 400 amp pedestal, a shutoff box from here to the barn, which you can kind of see through there. It's just a couple hundred feet. Meter base, panel on this side, shut off over to the YouTube Yacht to feed the panel inside the YouTube Yacht. Now, what's changed about this? Well, a couple things have changed. The initial plan, transformer on the pole out the road, secondary back to the YouTube Yacht, temporary power for construction, and that kind of thing. That was the initial plan. Now, here's the cool thing. The electric company here, whenever you say, yeah, I have a YouTube channel and we're building a tugboat themed cabin in the shape of a tugboat and we might live stream some of the stuff, says, well, do you have any other plans for the property? Which is pretty impressive, because had it been me, I probably would have just laughed. But he said, do you have any other plans for the property? And I said, yes. At the original site back there, we plan on running power back for primitive cabins in the future. And he said, well, if you're going to keep going back with power, let's go ahead and run the primary from the road all the way back to this transformer. And then whenever we're going to do those primitive cabins in the future, we can tag another primary straight onto that transformer and just keep on going down the line. And I said, that's pretty smart and makes a lot of sense, and it's going to save me a lot of time, effort, and money in the future. Now, as far as money goes now, well, that obviously increased the price pretty significantly to drop primary this far back into the woods and a transformer. So here's the plan. For the cost of what it's going to run the primary and the transformer, I can form the footers, pour the footers, and order all the ICF. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I'm ready to see this thing get out of the ground, and it is October. And for anybody that's ever poured concrete, it's going to be so much easier and make my life, I just said it, so much easier to go ahead and get the concrete work done before we get into November and December and those really cold temperatures at night and really cold temperatures during the day. Let's go ahead and get all the concrete work done, and then this winter we can go ahead and run that trench. I can run that trench anytime. The weather doesn't really matter for that. That's the new plan. I know it's a little switcheroo, but I think it's going to be better for the long run. And honestly, I'm just thankful that guy was down to earth enough to not laugh at me when I said we're building a tugboat shaped cabin, and not laugh at me when I said we want to build primitive cabins further in the woods. And he actually just said, you know what, here's an idea that'll help you out in the long run. And I have to agree, I think it's going to work great. So that's where we're at on that. You guys probably see the laser in the background. I've got Mike's laser today. I am going to shoot a quick contour down there and just make sure my elevation difference between what will become the parking area and the bottom of the footers is correct. I've already shot it once when I did the initial clearing, but I just kind of want to double check a few things. And then that's going to be it for this video. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. I truly do. All the support, all the comment, all the likes. I really do appreciate all of it. And we'll catch you guys on the next one.